Hey everybody, I'm Joe Jones. You're watching the Cup of Joe show today. I'm here at Justin's house with Justin, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I cook beef tips and rice. So the way I do it is kind of like cooking Salisbury steak at first. You know, we got some, this is 7327 ground beef that he's got. And we've just got some basic minute rice. And Justin here said that he's never really cooked anything big like this. You ever cooked? What are you used to cooking?
Fried eggs.
Fried eggs. That's it. You don't cook steak, Salisbury steak, lasagna, spaghetti.
Never tried it.
Enchiladas. Nothing like that. You don't try anything big like that. No. Okay, so that's the purpose of today's video. I'm gonna kind of be teaching him how to do this, as well as showing you guys how I cook just a basic meal. You know, if you have never tried it this way, I think you should try it. It's pretty good stuff. So join me. Make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button before we even get started. And here we go. This is Cooking with Joe. All right. So like I said, guys, in the beginning, we've got 7327 ground beef and some basic white minute rice. We've got a bowl here, and we've also got some gloves that we're going to put on because we're going to be handling raw meat. So just to make sure that, you know, not getting any of the germs on our hands or anything like that, we're going to wear some gloves for the sake of this video. Alright, so he just got a few basic seasonings here. I'm used to taking just some basic seasonings and making some good stuff out of it. So we're going to be, of course, always using some garlic powder, salt and pepper. We've got some onion powder here we're going to be putting in there. And we've got some Goya, the perfect seasoning. So we're going to put some of that in there too. So what you're going to do first, guys, is obviously rip your hamburger meat open. Put that stuff right in a bowl. So now that I've got my ground beef in the bowl, I went ahead and took off my gloves because I'm going to change those out. I don't want to touch the seasoning after I've touched the ground beef. That would be bad. In the meantime, we've got a pan over here preheating. And let's put some seasoning in it. All right, we're gonna put some of this perfect seasoning in here. That's right, guys, a white person that seasons his food. I know it's hard to believe, it's crazy. We're gonna throw just a dash of onion powder. And I mean, I don't really measure any of my stuff, you know, I just kind of take what I got. And of course, I use garlic powder on everything, man. Put some of that in there. I like a lot of garlic powder, so. You know, this is, what is this, 2 pounds of meat? So you want to be kind of, you know, don't be stingy with the seasonings. I put a lot of pepper in. I like using pepper. I think it, you know, gives it some good flavor. And we're gonna put just a little bit of salt. I'm not gonna put a whole bunch of salt, just a little bit like that probably. And we're gonna go ahead and put the gloves back on, and we're gonna mash all this stuff together. So now that I've got some new gloves on, my hands are just freaking huge, just to let you guys know. It's hard to even get these little gloves on my hands. But so we're just gonna get in there, mix all this stuff up real nice like that. Just like that. Just stick your freaking hands right off in there and just mix it all up, man. This is it's a weird feeling, but you know, whoops, got some that fell out of the pan there. You're going to want to sanitize your counter. You don't want that on there. But this is how I do it, Justin. You getting this? Are you getting this?
Yes.
Alright, cool. Now, this is kind of the same way that I would do meatballs. Anytime that I'm like making ground beef stuff, I always add, well, number one, I always add seasoning. I know a lot of people like me probably don't, but like I said, I'm not like them. I always add seasoning. I use a lot of garlic powder when I'm making meatballs for my spaghetti. My meatballs are the best balls you'll ever put in your mouth, meatball wise. But other than that, you know, we get that mixed up real good like that. Moving on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some patties. This stuff is really fatty though. I would suggest nothing less than 80-20 because you can see the fats all over my hands. You already know that. You guys cook, you know, but I don't like 73-27. But sometimes when you're broke, that's what you got to use. So we're making the best of it. All right, guys. So what I do is I'm just going to make these into like hamburger patties basically. And I'm just going to throw it. Bam! I'm going to smack it in that pan. I'm going to just shape them up. So like I said, there's a lot of fat in here. We're probably going to have to drain some grease. Bam! It may have even needed more seasoning because I don't even really see the pepper in this. So, you know, like I said, don't be stingy with your seasoning, man. This is 2 pounds of meat. A lot of that is, since this is fatty meat, a lot of it's probably going to come out with the grease and all that. So, but you know, I just make basic hamburger sized patties. I do the same thing when I make meatballs. A lot of you commented on my picture of the meatballs, of the spaghetti. So when I do meatballs, I do them just like this, and then I just cook them. I make them kind of black on the outside. I like the serum is what it's called. And you know, make the pan really hot, serum on each side real good. Turn the heat down, and then as they're kind of almost all the way cooked through, I like to break them up with a spatula just into big chunks. I don't sit there and roll the little balls like I used to. I just cut them up into big chunks, and it works just as good because you've got a big chunk of meat. You know, just a big chunk of meat in your mouth with a noodle. So I mean, what's all right, guys? So we've got this hamburger meat cooking here. And like I said, guys, this is probably a really untraditional way of doing beef tips with rice. I don't know how other people do it. This is just how I do it. And as I was describing to you guys how I do the meatballs for my spaghetti, this is basically the same thing. These are basically kind of like meatballs. They're just going to be meat chunks, if you will. And, you know, we're just letting that cook. As you can see, guys, there's a lot of grease in there. So we're going to have to take these patties out and drain some of the grease. I've already done that once. So yeah, it's, you know, that's what you get when you use this type of 73% meat, 27% fat. So that's just expected. You hear me, Justin? That's expected.
Yeah.
So Justin's still standing here. He's watching. You learning?
Watching and learning.
Good. And so yeah, we're gonna let this keep on cooking. We're gonna start on the rice and the gravy. All right, guys, we're gonna add 2 cups of water to our pan. We're gonna boil that. Once we get the water to a boil, we're gonna add 2 cups of rice. Once we add the rice, we're gonna give it a quick stir. We're gonna remove it from the heat, and we're gonna cover it with something so that rice can sit in there. We're just going to stick that on top. We're going to take the lid off of this, check on them. How's that smell, Justin? Tell everybody how it smells. Get a whiff.
Smells great.
Yeah, you got to scream it?
I like being enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic?
Never mind.
Here. So what we're going to do next, after it's pretty much cooked, I'm going to break them up just like this. And these little meat chunks. Just like that. Just want to break all the meat up. This is the poor man's way of doing it. We ain't balling yet. I'm not. This is a good meal right here, man. This is something that I eat on the normal. On a normal week. So this is just showing you guys what we do down here in Texas. This is like Texas way. Or maybe it's not even Texas way. This is just Joe's way. This is Joe way of cooking. Get it? Joe way of cooking? I'm showing you the Joe way. Break all those up. Nice bite-sized pieces. Just like so. Then we're going to add the gravy. So we've got some great value beef gravy here. We're just going to add 3 cans of that into the mix here. This This is the poor man's beef tips and rice. Showing you guys how we do it. Just mix that all in there. I've never tried this gravy. I would have liked it to be just a little bit darker. Other gravies that I use, I get at Walmart, like the beef gravy. Just a little bit darker. Kind of looks a little more appealing to me. But yeah, that's what we're using today. Alright, we're going to remove the iron skillet from the top of the rice. See how that turned out? Turned out real nice, real fluffy. That's what we're looking for. And we've also got some potato salad that we got at Walmart and some macaroni salad. So we're going to make a plate real quick and show you guys how it turned out. And here we are, guys. Here is the final product. This is the Joe way of making beef tips and rice. We put some parsley flakes on top of it to get a little bit of color. What do you think, Justin?
Looks pretty good. I think you did a pretty good job on it, and it's gonna turn out well.
All right, it's taste test time. Here we go. This is the moment of truth. Justin's about to take his first bite. Go ahead and take a bite. This is the taste test. Let's see how it turns out. Give me your honest review. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. What do you think?
First of all, hot. Yeah, it tastes good for good taste for good for
the poor man's beef tips.
If you put it that way. I was gonna just say casual evening dish. It tastes pretty good. That's what I was saying.
Would you recommend that people make this?
I would recommend it on a scale from probably a 7 out of 10.
Well, that's good. It's a good, great value meal, isn't it?
Pretty good, yeah.
Are you gonna be making it on your own now? Then after you know how to make it?
I'll definitely try it. Definitely something I'm looking into.
Just don't burn your house down, right?
That's the best advice you can give anyone.
All right, guys, there you have it. I'm Joe Jones. This is the Cup of Joe Show. This was my way of making beef tips and rice. I'm calling it the poor man's beef tips and rice. You may make it differently. Let me know in the comments how you make it, and let me know what you think. This guy's over here tearing it up, man. He ain't playing. Justin always eats his food fast, but now he's got a new dish he can make here at home. Until next time, guys, this is the Cup of Joe Show. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and please share this video if you liked it. Thank you so much for your support. I'll see you guys later. This has just been your daily dosage.